I think we are live. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to your weekend. And some of you, it's Saturday on the other side of the world. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see everybody. Let me just finish getting my desktop all set up here, and we will get into it. So, hope you had an amazing week and full of wonderful moments of joy and celebration. Hey, everybody. All righty. I think we're all good set up there. So before we get into everything, let us bring love into this moment, fill ourselves up, and let it flow out to the world. And we'll start there. So first, let's take a big deep breath. Come back out of the future, come out of the past, come out of the chaos, come back to right here in this moment where we have everything we need right here in our own hearts. So if you want to join me, you can take a big deep breath in, hold it as long as you'd like, and then release. All right. So here we go. Beautiful. And then, as always, we will bring in the singing bowl, the beautiful, beautiful singing bowl. And almost sound like the Wizard of Oz, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. But we'll bring and allow this love energy to flow into us and fill us up and flow out to the world. So I'll hit it 3 times each time. Just imagine your energy expanding and your vibration going up, and we invite spirit and angels and all of those beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. Whoever wants to speak and come through for each question, we invite you. All right, so here we go. Sorry. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Sorry, that last one was a bit loud if it scared you. I almost scared myself. Powerful energies. So, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Good to see everyone. Did they get your attention? All good. So the sounds came through. Yeah, beautiful. I'm so blessed. I've had this bowl for a couple decades, and I got it way back when, off of a website. I don't even know what website it is anymore, but you could listen to it, the singing bowl, before you purchased it. And as soon as I heard it, just all the hair stood up on my body. I'm like, I think that's the one. It has such a deep, um, just a deep, deep energy that comes with it all. So I love that. All right. All right. So let us get into things. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone. Shout out to some of my YouTube channel members. You'll see their names in green with badges here. So we got Sean G in the house and Johanna. Hello, hello. Nelia. Good to see you. And wonderful, everybody. Um, and welcome to Scorpio season. This week we moved into Scorpio sun for a month or for 30 days or so. So happy birthday to all you Scorpio sun babies and welcome in this wonderful transformational Pluto death and rebirth energy as if, coming out of eclipse season with all that death and rebirth and transformation and these lunar eclipses and solar eclipses and everything. If that wasn't enough, well, here we go. We get some beautiful reflective energy coming in too. So yeah, evidently you love Scorpio season. I don't blame you. I love death and rebirth, transformation, right? Scorpios start off at lower vibration, scorpions stinging everything that reacts and sometimes accidentally stinging themselves. They transform into snakes, which they can still strike, but they're more likely to strike other things instead of themselves as they grow and shed skin. And then they evolve into eagles, which allows them to fly above storms and dive down to protect what they love and what is dear to them, with the ability to immediately go above the storm again. That's an amazing thing, ultimately transforming into phoenixes. So beautiful energy gets transformative energy, allows us to peel away things that are holding us back, limiting beliefs. So it's a powerful season. So welcome to it all, right? From the pumpkin to the parade to the pumpkin cake, ooh, to the pumpkin spice latte, right? Those are big here in the fall season of in the United States. All right. Um, if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome and welcome back, all my tribe, all my regulars. I'm so glad to have you here. Beautiful energies. Um, and, we have a great group of people with huge hearts, great senses of humor. So there's always room for one more. So welcome to the newcomers. And how the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. There's no special list. The chat is it. We kind of try to keep it simple and easy. So you just put your question out there, or if you don't want to put your business out there, we get it. You can just ask for a general reading. We'll ask spirit. Free readings are generally 1 to 2 cards, and we'll see what comes through. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. It's how I mainly live, and so um, I honor those and I prioritize those. I step out of the free readings. I dive deeper too, meaning I pull more cards for those. And then I return back. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square as well. So whatever is convenient. And I don't have a set dollar amount currently. I don't doubt I'll ever will because I have an international audience and the cost of living varies. Even in the United States, state to state, person to person, country to country, our finances vary from anyone. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. After the free readings, I'm not sorry, the free readings. After my donation readings, then I move into the free readings. I do prioritize my YouTube channel members. It's part of their benefits. I guess that's what you would call them, part of their membership. And if you're interested in becoming part of that, I do have 2 levels, a Zen Cricket and a Praying Mantis level. Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month, and Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. And while I'm thinking about it too, on the first of the month, YouTube gives me 10 of the Zen Cricket to give away. And so the first Saturday or Sunday, depending on what days, I give away 10 free Zen Cricket. So if you're not familiar with that, here's a little video that I created about how you can make sure your gift acceptance is turned on to where when I push the little button, YouTube and Spirit decide who the 10 winners are. But you have to be eligible, you have to have that switch to on where you are willing to receive gifted membership. So if you're interested, just check that out. And that'll tell you all about it. I'll talk more about it next week because that next week is it. Can you believe it? It's almost the end of October. Boy, howdy. Okay, so back to the memberships real quick, and then we'll get into the readings. With the Zen Cricket, in addition to being prioritized in these sessions, which I always make sure that my members and donations are completed same day on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. For the free readings, I don't get to because I don't always get to the other free readings. Fridays and Saturdays, I don't come back on for those, but on Sundays is a special day where I do come back after I have my 2 hour session and I spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members and I eat. I come back on and make sure all readings are completed from that Sunday morning sesh. So, but for Fridays and Saturdays, it's just my YouTube channel members and my donations that I make sure I complete it. Even if I run out of time, I'll come back on after my Praying Mantis session. In addition to all that, blah, blah, blah. I know, I'll hurry up. Wednesdays, I have a 2 hour special session for my YouTube channel members from 6 to 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And we do regular readings, oracle readings, past life readings. This week we've been doing we did messages from Starseed collectives. Also, I have cards for connecting to past ones who've passed over. We have the other, so a lot of different variety that we do is basically what it comes down to. Past life too, if I didn't mention that. And then on Thursdays, my Praying Mantis members, so my Praying Mantis members get everything the Zen Cricket do, plus Thursday an extra 2 hour. And then Friday and Saturday nights after these sessions, we have an hour. And then Sunday after that session, we have an hour. So if you're interested in any of that, it's all in the description box down below too. So yeah, Johanna, Praying Mantis is great. Spoken like a Praying Mantis member. And I'm very glad to have all levels. I'm planning my 2025. I know. Well, it's almost just 8-9 weeks away. Can you believe it? Oh my God. Maybe 10 weeks away. But so I'm planning some special things next year. And so I'll be talking more about those soon here too. All right. So I'm going to be using this beautiful Storyteller Tarot. Used it last weekend or the weekend before, and I really like it. So we'll be using that. Boom, 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 shakalaka. So let's get started. We do have some donations, so that's where we'll start there. And things are doing very well here. Johanna, I just read here a very ignited energy. Are you? And yeah, because we have a new moon coming up next week. So the full moon isn't out. Ooh la la. All right. All right. So yeah, hey Nelia. All right. So let's jump in. So I do have a few donations through the PayPal. So I'll just make sure let me look at timestamps so I can jump back and forth here. So first up, we do have Kelly. So I have a couple from Kelly. Let me see. Yeah. So I have a couple from Kelly, and then we'll jump over to Nelia and then Johanna. And then let me see here. Is this one also from Kelly? Yep. So and then we'll jump back to Kelly and then back to Nelia. So that's where we're at right now for those. Hey, Moonlight, welcome. Shout out to another one of my YouTube channel members. Hello, hello. All right. So Kelly, thank you for your first donation via the PayPal. And let's see, you said some stuff up here too. Let me make sure I'm in the know. All right. So this connection. So number one is an update. Oh, an update about Japan. You told your sister about the trip. Oh, go with my advice. Well, spirit's advice, right? And it went really well. Oh, good. The trip was awesome, and totally did not expect it to come this way. Oh, I love it. When something exceeds our expectations, it's awesome. But you managed to connect with your person. Tears, not in the normal way, but spiritually, and sometimes you still can't believe it. So your donation reading's about that. Okay, so we'll read that. Let's see anything else here, Kelly. Hi. So you said hi there. Boom, boom, boom. All right there, Kelly. Hello. Hey, Star Ruby. Thank you so much. We'll add you into the list here. So mind blowing. All right. So let's see here if it's something you can read. And so you said they connected with you spiritually. So not physically, you felt it like in your being, right? So let's take a look here. Oh, so what's the name of the psychic abilities that he's using to communicate with you, and what level is he at? If not ready. Yeah, spirit can they'll give us the skinny on here. I love the question. It's very unique. So let's take a look here and see. Okay, they said start off with these four. All right, let's take a look here. All right. So let's see here. We've got this and all right. So I like this here, starting on the bottom of the deck here. We got the seven of spikes. The seven of swords, coming in. Swords is communication. It is thought and belief and mindset. It normally means something different that they're bringing in here because they're bringing it back to blowing our mind. They're like, yeah, it's not through the circuits of the brain because it would cause a clog in our brain. It's like, whoa, our brain would try to filter things too much. So I like that. I like this energy of bypassing the brain coming in here. What card is jumping out next is the 3 of Cups, joy, and of the heart, and it's interesting. Wow. I just love when spirit, I usually have different ways I read cards, but it's always exciting for me when they start using them differently because keeps it exciting for me too. Which it's they're connecting with you through the heart system, but it's like they're taking a pathway through what I'm hearing is the collective heart that we all share. Wow. Wow, just sit with that for a sec. Woof. Powerful energy there. Um, don't go too far into that collective heart. I won't come back. So and I feel like that's where they're connecting through is through the heart energy of the higher vibrational love energy with this 3 of cups. So they are connecting through that there through joy, through higher vibrational love energy. And it's like it's their higher self that's kind of giving the juice for the communication, for the connection, but it's the future self, which is really interesting because, again, the Knight of Coins normally doesn't mean future self, but in this case, they're saying this is the slowest moving knight. And so this is a person in the future, them in the future, where they're sitting and they're able to connect back in their heart. Um, with the aid of their higher self and have that emotional connection that comes in. The level of that they're at, this is their future self, and so they are very hermity, and I kind of feel like they're, in this place of solitude, and they're very happy being themselves and not being with someone, at this time in their life. And as when you guys really start to meet, uh, I feel like they're right now, they're in a deep contemplative place, but that gets them to be there to where they're at in their future self, which allows them to kind of come back and put that energy back here, if that makes sense. Um, so when you guys meet, they're ready at that point. They're done being super hermit and they're ready for to share their hermitude with someone else. They're not wanting to be all out in, necessarily out in public and blah blah blah, but they do want this, to share their life with someone, which is good. And then you also have, oh, okay, the vehicle, the chariot, movement, Cancer energy too. Um, there's this power of choice, this amazing energy that comes in here again. They're using it more for, the chariot is Cancer sign. So someone who's very connected, maybe their moon, maybe they are a Cancer or they have a moon in Cancer, or yeah, or even a water moon, but very much. And I understand why they are kind of a hermit right now, because the energy of the outside world is so loud. They need time to recuperate and to recharge because they feel very deeply, with all this energy that's here. Um, yeah, so I don't know if that answers all your questions here. Let's see. What did you say? You did try to ask universe and angels if it was his present self. Oh, yeah. It's like, well, it's it's interesting when we ask spirit about time. They're like, yeah, time is kind of a human construct in the whole scheme of things. It's like, yeah, they're in this lifetime. No, no, I mean like in the present, like now in this lifetime. They're like, well, and they're in that lifetime. They're that character. Yeah. You're like, okay, fine. Oh, that's hilarious that you keep getting that too. Hermit and Hierophant. Yeah. Your soul calling you to this higher place to see capital T truth. So you're being prepared as well while they're preparing themselves to raising your love vibration so you guys can come together with that too. So I like that. And then we'll get you a fortune cookie here too. I think that answers this portion of these. Let's use some communicate with me. Yeah, yeah. So hopefully that answers that, and then we'll do your next one here. And hey, die trauma frau. For a free reading, all you have to do is put your question down in the chat. If you and I do prioritize donations first, and then my YouTube channel members next. So if you want to make sure I get to you in this session, a donation of any kind, can do that. You can use the super chat or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And there's no set dollar amount. So if you want to do that, otherwise, you can put that in there and we'll see if we get to it in this session as well. All right. Yeah. So you have the difficult road here, which spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things, walking this hard path in life. And I don't feel like they're like warning you you're going to have this hard path. Just like they're kind of in a I love your spirit guides are a little bit sassy. They're like, "Oh, this hard life of waiting for the love of your life to come in." But they're like, "I know it's a hard knock life." I'm hearing like the song from Annie. So they're all, being real dramatic, but they're like, "Trust the path, it's worth the wait." And I love that coming in there. So I like that. All right, so that's that one there. I know that's funny, right? Your guides are always a hoot. Okay. And then your second donation, thank you for that. And you want to know what are his thoughts and feelings for you now that he knows you better versus his expectations prior to connecting with you. Okay. So again, we're gonna jump into their future self. Um, and this is when they're prepared. So the future self we were connecting with, you guys hadn't met yet. at that point, like physically. So they're starting to connect to you at there, but their energy just flows back all the way until this place too. Since you asked and since you were reaching out, it's like when the higher vibrational love goes outside of space and time, especially when we're connecting through the collective heart that we all share. There's no time or space. It's like we go outside the ethereal and and there's like, oh, there's a message waiting for me from the future self, right? So I love that. So let's see here. So we're going to look at their thoughts and feelings after they connect with this surge of energy. Okay. So let's take a look here. Yeah. And that's a good place to, when we give up needing love and seeking love and we seek self love and we raise our own love vibration, that's what speeds up and brings us together, right? When I'm feeling the need for love, that changes. Oh, that reminds me, there was something. Yeah, there was, and I was just read this earlier, and they told me I was going to use this tonight. So this is great for anyone that, when we're in our lower vibrational character wanting love. I read this and it was so good. So it says we're not in love in those situations with the actual person. We're in love with the character that we want them to play in our life. And when they act in character, we approve of them and praise them, right? When they break character, we disapprove of them and try to criticize them back into character. We're often desperate for connection that we will mislead others into believing we actually are the character belonging to someone else's vision of what they want. And it's impossible to play pretend forever, and we will break character. Isn't that hilarious? I love it. So, this is what we're learning. This is like when we're learning to break character and break our need of having this character play a role in our lives. And then we can have a true connection, a true relationship because it's not character with a fictional character. It's like falling in love with someone in a book, you know? It's like it's not real. But when we drop the characters, which is we drop the human character more as we connect higher in our love vibration, we have a truer, deeper connection. I love that. All right, so let's see here. We'll jump back to here. Sorry, sidetrack. Back now. Yeah, right. Let go. All right. So his thoughts and feelings now that he has that connection there. So, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Definitely this energy of looking forward to new beginnings and so ready, like they were ready, but now that they connected to your energy, like I feel like there's fears that are relieved and that they're like, I don't want to end up with someone like I used to fall for, or the people I used to attract. I want someone new, someone different. And this Ace of Pentacles reflects to them, back to them, that because they see their worth in relationship to the outside world differently, they're drawing in someone higher vibrational, you, instead of lower vibration. So I love that. Well, yeah, and then the Ace of Spikes. They're excited for this new beginning. They're excited for the new communication to come in here. And we've got the Five of Scepters, the Five of Wands. Yeah, this transformational energy that's coming in here. I like this Scorpio energy that's coming in here. Here comes Scorpio season. But it can be around either, gosh, I mean, we're gonna, we just entered Scorpio season. So if it's not within this Scorpio season, it'll be like next year. But I also feel like it could be when Scorpio energy is really prominent. It could be a Scorpio full moon, which goes out of sync of those time frames. Can be, even during a Scorpio moon, because we experience a Scorpio moon every 2 to 3 days every month as we go through the 20 and 28, 29-day cycle. So Scorpio is an important energy regarding this too, around the time of the new communication. And I feel like that's what they're picking up on there. And then the Four of Spikes. Yeah. So the Four of Swords, peace of mind. So, like I was saying, they really do have this peace of mind and excitement around this, because now that they know your energy, there is this relief that's there, right? Yeah, I know, right? Well, the whole thing, we can be patient with the journey, right? But that I love how spirit is like just a little hint. The more you work on your self-love and raising your own love vibration, that speeds everything up, right? It brings things in sooner, and it also makes it feel like it comes a lot sooner in our own perception of our life. Have you ever been like on a road trip with someone, and there's someone in the back seat not being talkative, and you and the driver or the passenger in the front seat are blah, 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 going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're like, "Oh my god, we're here already." Where the person in the back seat that wasn't talkative or interactive, was like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And that's the difference of that energy. The more we raise our low vibration, the faster it can even feel to us. Even though the same amount of time may pass, it feels like a lot faster to us because we weren't so focused on getting to the destination. We were enjoying the journey along the way, right? All right. And then let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Looks like you get a couple. Let's see what these are here. So your first one is, you got to reassess, which says you're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what brings you joy and who and what doesn't. It's time for some life cleanup. Okay, so confirming what we're saying, the more that we raise that love vibration, the more I release thoughts and beliefs that don't serve me, emotions and relationships that don't serve me, energy, clearing energy that doesn't serve me, and decluttering and getting rid of stuff in the physical world too. It's like, what brings me joy? And if I pick up this thing and I'm like, this doesn't bring me joy anymore, I'm going to give it away or I'm going to sell it. Okay, what's this next thing? Like, that's physical, right? But emotional and all the rest. What's this other one? Yeah. Here's the fresh start. Yeah, this is a great energy. This is all those aces that you got. So you're going to be given the opportunity to begin again and allow yourself to embrace that new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. From spirit's point of view, they've given it to you. You just haven't unwrapped it yet. So I love that. All right. So that is what they have for that one. And yeah, I feel like that answers those questions there. All right. And then I see your other one. So we'll come back to that here. I'm just looking at timestamps just to honor those. So we'll have Nelia, Johanna, and then we'll jump back to you. And then we'll jump back to Nelia. And then we got Star Ruby, Brenda, and Moonlight 5. You guys will be out after those for the donations. Wow, I'm out of breath. I'm excited. All right. So, Nelia, you're up next. Calm down, brudda-zen. Calm down. This is my first night back amongst a chat as full as this. So, I feel everyone's energy. I think I get a bit of a buzz. So, thanks for your patience with me. All right. So, Nelia, thank you for your first donation. And this is your sticker with the shades. So, a general for November and December, anything new or anyone coming your way. All right, let's take a look here. What do they want you to know? Let's look at November 1st, the November month first, not 11/1. And then December. What do they want you to know about December? Okay. All right. So you have the Queen of Heart, the Queen of Pentacles coming in. I like this cornucopia. It reminds me of Thanksgiving. So November, I feel like is going to be a big month for you here. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birthing of things, a lot of emotion. Well, not a lot of emotion, but some emotion. I was thinking Empress energy, but it's she's very earth bound and very the Queen of Pentacles is, connected, but all the queens get a second portion of cups behind the scenes. So there is this, energy of emotion that comes in here too. Let's look here. So November, all right. Yeah, it looks like you have some decisions that come up here in November. Hello. So you have because you have the two of spikes, the two of swords, which is like standing at a crossroads and like decisions to be made, right? I like though that, you've got the four of spikes, it's like mental stability, but also peace of mind and release of expectations. And the sage, which is the magician card, which is about your energy and your power. And I feel like with November, because there are decisions that come up and the queen of hearts, which I'm sorry, the queen of hearts is the queen of cups. I don't why did I read it as the queen of pentacles? But there is a lot of emotion there. And I feel like they blinded me and made me think they were feeding me queen of pentacles. So they are saying it's very important for you to nourish your own emotions, mother nature, mother nurture, but really focus on your intuition and your gut in making decisions. And with this Ace of Wands, if you are um, unsure of a decision to make, means you don't have enough information yet. Otherwise, it would be like, oh, I know what I want to do. But when you're torn between two choices and you're going back and forth between the two, then it's like, okay, well, I don't know. It's not a no brainer for me. Well, when we get to those situations, one, because we don't have enough information yet, we don't make a decision. And it's like, well, if I don't make a decision's going to be made for me, or people are pushing me for a yes and something. And you're like, well, you know what? If I have to decide right now, then the answer is no. And they're like, oh, wait, take more time because they want a yes. They're going to be like giving you more time. So you're in the seat of decision where you get to decide. And if people push, then it can be like, well, if I have to decide right now, then the answer is no. And they're, wait, I love that. Also, with the mage, with the magician, you can ask spirit too. While we're down here, they honor our free will. They don't meddle with us besides what we asked them to meddle with before we came down here. Like I always call it our honey-do list. And so when we come down here, we can still ask them of our own free will. Hey, I need to make this decision. Can you tell me, like, which is for my highest? Can you give me information at the very least to make it a no brainer? And they're like, sure. They give you something. You're like, oh, well, there you go. Well, there's my answer. So I like that for November. Not being afraid to trust and be at peace with your own decisions and trust in your gut and trust in your instinct and asking for help if you need it, right? So I ask that. Yeah, yes for help always good. So definitely, nothing's too small, nothing's too big to ask for, especially in never. But specifically be aware of asking in November. And then December, let's see what comes in here because of that. So you got two sets of cards. These first two here, you've got the Ace of Coins and the Nine of Scepters, the Nine of Wands. So we've got new opportunities that are opening up here. And the Nine of Scepters, the Nine of Wands kind of represents, having an obstacle before something that's you've been feeling like held back in the physical world as far as opportunities and movement and growth. And this is because of the decisions you make in November, there's opportunity that opens up in December that opens up your life. I like that. I don't feel like it feels more not relationship oriented, more like jobs, education, or abundance. It's that more side of the outside world for these two cards. So I like that I'm coming in. And then, yeah, because I had a feeling these other two cards are going to be about emotion, about relationship. And sure enough, Lover's card and the yep, six of spikes, the six of swords, movement of thought and belief and mindset, changing of thought. So decisions again that you're making in November open up movement and opportunity in December that bring you across, at the very least, an important friendship. Lover's card can be romantic, but it can also be best friend, reconnecting with an old, family member that you haven't connected with in a while. Um, could even be travel, that you travel, and in your travels, you meet someone who's very important. With that six of spikes, that can be across water travel. So I like this energy coming in here for you, but it comes into November just being aware of the decisions that are being made during that time. Even have on the bottom the Wisdom King, which is the Hierophant, which is about your higher self calling you to see things from a higher capital T truth versus where you were before. So I like those. And then let's take a look here. Let's pull your fortune cookie here. Let's see what else they want you to know here. All right, there it is. And yeah, you got take a chance. Look, even the water. Here's the travel. Reminds me of the regular six of swords. Usually shows someone seated with their six swords stuck in the boat and someone guiding the boat, but it's a sailboat. So it's time to step outside your comfort zone, baby. The world is why am I so hyper today? The world is waiting for you to take a chance. And when you do, you will be rewarded with newfound confidence and enthusiasm and will begin to attract new results. Boom. All right. So that's what we have for that one. So thank you for that donation. And we'll be back to your second question here after Johanna and after we finish up Kelly with her additional donation too. So Johanna, happy Saturday to you. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate that. All right. So let's take a look here. And it's right above it here. I went flying by it. So, do you really have a little bit extra emotion for Jay? Was he happy about the little visit today? All right. Do you really? Do you really, really? We'll take a look here. I'm just gonna take a sip here. Maybe it's this mushroom coffee. Giving me a little buzz. I don't know. It shouldn't. All right. So Johanna, do you really have extra emotion for Jay? Let's take a look at that. And then, sorry, I forgot the little second portion here. Spirit knows, but was he happy about the little visit today? Okay. All right. Feel like they want that one too. Oh, and that one. And that one. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck overall, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is equal giving and receiving, right? It's like the balance. It's copacetic, if that's a word there. So it's, goes back and forth between the two. And do you really have additional motion for them? Well, in your mind, you're undecided with the Two of Spikes. That's the Two of Swords. Kind of go back and forth between your head and your heart. And you got the High Priestess here, too. So, the High Priestess energy, I wouldn't necessarily say that you have extra emotion around this. I just, it feels here like, has to do with past life connection. So you don't have extra connection with Jay, the character known as Jay, but you do have past life connection through the High Priestess. That is what throws a loop here because it might be like, and this could be why you're questioning it, is it doesn't feel like heart emotion up here, like human heart emotion feels like deep heart emotion, which is what connects with the subconscious to the Akashic records. So I feel like it's more that than the other. Okay. And then we asked, was he happy about your little visit today? Let's take a look here. Yeah. So the Ace of Spikes, what is the new communication and the new way of looking at things, and the Ten of Coins here, the Ten of Pentacles is this, feeling of abundance and joy in the outside world. Um, and it did give him new thoughts about relationship because the 10 of Pentacles, is one of those relationship cards about made him think about the fullness of life, right? So usually it shows two people together, child, a dog, and like a ancestor in a wheelchair and a palace and money, the fullness of the outside world. So but the emotion, see, it's not emotion, right? It's about the fullness of the outside world. Like, we were just talking about a moment ago about the characters that are there, that we could fall for a character, but it's not the deep connection. It's the connection with a role that they want someone to play in their life rather than the deeper connection. Let's see what else we have here too. Yeah, we got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Hearts. So interesting, um, that you both have emotion in common with this. Like the Queen of Coins, of course, Queen of Pentacles has earth energy and behind the scenes has emotion energy. King of Hearts has emotion energy and swords mental behind. So it's like in the surface, it doesn't, people probably don't understand why you're attracted to one another. It's like from two different worlds almost, because grounded in pentacles and the other is emotional. And they're like, well, how do you guys, would you get along? But behind the scenes, the queen does have emotion. And so it's like there's the hidden piece of one side that allows compatibility. So they do have that here. There is, King of Hearts, King of Cups is one of my compatible partner kind of cards that comes in. So because we're asking, did they enjoy it? I feel like they went off into thinking about, you know, relationship and partnership and things like that. And let's see what else they have here. Yeah, 8 of Hearts and 4 of Hearts. So, you know, all this emotion. So there is a lot of emotion that was bubbling below the surface with all of this, emotional stability. And then the 8 of Hearts. Um, the 8 of Hearts here, I feel like and these are the last two cards. I feel like ultimately, after they went through their roller coaster of thinking and emotion and all over the place about the visit, um, ultimately they came back from this came back to like an emotional stable place. But then they looked at the 8 of Hearts, which is leaving behind emotions and people that don't serve anymore. And I feel like that's one of their big fears. I'm not sure if you've done anything to make them think that you would do that. Like you could drop someone like that. Maybe they've witnessed you do that. Um, but I feel like that's one of their fears, and it may or may not have to do directly with you unless they have witnessed something like that. But they would, you know, revert to that from their childhood. Even if it wasn't you, they have this fear of being tossed aside easily, wherever that came from. Yeah, and I like this. Trust in yourself. And that comes down to that, high priestess too. You've got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. And learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. So trust your intuition regarding interactions with them and others, just go, all right, I can trust this is what I'm picking up and that it's true. Um, or not, or no, that's not. That's my little tender heart hoping, or my mind putting an illusion, right? But you'll know the difference when you connect into that lower heart center area. So hopefully that makes sense. So very interesting. Hmm. You're so funny. Yeah. So that's what they have for that one for you, Johanna. So thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate you. All right. So just to get everyone in where we're at here. So I'm going to jump back to Kelly for her donation via Z PayPal, and then we've got Nelia, and then Star Ruby, and then Brenda. I saw you asked here a moment ago, but and then Moonlight. So that's where we're at right now. Okay. So here we go, Kelly. So part 3, and thank you so much for your donation there. And so you can't go into it too much. So okay. Okay. So that's what he does. All right. Okay. Okay. Very good. So you're just wondering here now, um, does it impact how you guys hello again? So how you guys interact now on that level, because you guys haven't interacted romantically or shared things. It doesn't feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, secret admirer. But let's take a look here. So so how's this energy, does it influence and impact things now? Because what's interesting is, like, if you ever seen like a movie like The Butterfly Effect or something, when we connect to energy outside of space and time, well, in this moment in space and time, I start to make different choices. My energy changes. Like, because before you asked this, maybe we didn't have like an extra strong desire to work on more raising my love vibration, but now you're like, oh boy, am I going to work on raising my love vibration? So that is changing the possibilities. This whole life is amazing. There's very few fated events that have specific dates and times. Usually birth we choose because we want all of that astrology, all that energy and all those everything that comes with our astrology, our higher vibration, our north node possibilities, and our south node, what we bring in. We have a lot of stuff that comes in that way where we that's why we choose to be born when we're born. But like meeting someone, if we're destined to have like a relationship, it's usually a range, not like an exact moment in time. And so the range changes and we alter, and new gateways open up, new pathways open up, faster pathways, and different things. So I love that. So let's see what changes here. Now that we've done that, and now that you've looked into that, um, and asked these questions, is the energy changing between how they perceive you right now, and just what impact does that have here on your path? I want to look at that too. All right. Yeah, so this makes total sense on what we're just talking about here too, with the 8 of coins, the 8 of pentacles. This is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and then all the wheels start turning. And it's like I'm walking around as a caterpillar and I know that I'm going to meet them as a butterfly, but I haven't entered my cocoon yet, right? This is what they're showing in my head is like, oh, if you're like, what? You mean as soon as I go into my cocoon and transform and go through that and come out a butterfly, that's when we're going to meet? Huh? Well, damn, I'm building my cocoon now and I'm getting in there, right? That's the kind of energy that's coming with this 8 of coins is that this um, change is happening within you because of this. And so you're getting even more involved in your cocooning and your transformation that comes in, right? Um, but also they're telling me that because of their future self, I could see them either doing cards themselves or contacting a reader or someone going, "Can you give me I just feel different energy. Can you give me a reading for my future self?" And their future self is like, "Come on, man, get into your cocoon." And I like that. So that's funny. All right, so let's take a look here because you got two cards, one card, and then some other cards. But I feel like this is the two of you. The left here being you. Let's see how this is impacting here. Yeah, the 9 of spikes, the 9 of swords, letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. Those are the nightmares and insomnia and the releasing of fears around stability of the outside world. And because that's what I feel with that 4 of coins, that is this the fears around security are some of the underlying um foundations of fear that I feel like are bubbling up for you. There you go. I love that. That's great. Hey, CJ, welcome, welcome, another of my YouTube channel members. Good to see you. So I feel like this is part of that. Cocooning is like, okay, let me just look at my, it could be like fears and beliefs around lack and not having enough, not being worthy. Those things all kind of are meshed together. Let's see what his impact is here. Yeah, look all these fours. So you got the 4 of coins, they got the 4 of hearts, and the 4 of wands. So stabilizing their energy, stabilizing their heart. That makes sense with all that Cancer sign emotional energy. They're learning to balance their emotional energy. And that's good because we don't want them to be emotionally unstable. We want them that emotional stability. But they are a big feeler, which I feel is important for your guys' relationship. Um, but I feel like that's what they're being sparked to because of this. They're like, yeah, let's look at, putting up a bubble. Let's look at, different things coming in for them. Let's see what's the middle here. Yeah, look, 10 of hearts. So this is that the joy, and this is that the community, not community, what did they call it? It was the collective heart that you can connect through. And I feel like this is something that you can do. You can reach out to them through the collective heart, and you can, oh, I love this. They go, you can also, your current self is a future self from their past self. Hopefully, I'm not going to get too confused here. So yourself now and your present self now that you are connected with, when you go into the past, their past self, the interaction is they would see you as your future self, just like you're seeing them in this present as their future self. Well, they can communicate with you, but you can communicate with their past self too. Can also communicate with their present self and their future self. So you can reach and you can do this. Let's see what this bottom card is. I feel like this is going to tell them how you can do it, but you can connect through that heart um, chakra, that heart system. You can connect to their past self, their current self, and their future self. and it'll be energetic. It's going to be emotional energy. So think of it as sending emotion from your heart to their past self, their present self, and their future self. And yeah, Three of Coins. So, Three of Coins, Three of Pentacles, about being true to your authentic self and getting in connection with that. And I feel like you do it through your heart chakras. Let's see what these other cards are here. Yeah. So we've got the Seven of Hearts, a lot of emotional energy, and the Four of Spikes, the Four of Swords, which is kind of peace of mind about all the different emotions that can come up, allowing yourself to feel what you're able to feel and let your mind kind of take a time out. Say, hey, take 5. You can have a break. You work so hard, mind. I'm going to connect with my heart and go into my heart chakra, doing whatever, there's probably heart chakra balancing sound bites and on YouTube or whatever you do to connect with your heart chakra, do that and allow yourself to feel all the many emotions there. I love that. Yeah, and you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Vice. Yeah. So trust here that the shadow, anything that comes up with the devil card, they call it Vice, that it comes up for you to release old ways of thinking. The more we look at why do I feel and think that way? What are these beliefs here? What are these beliefs here? What are energetic beliefs, physical beliefs? Why do I believe that way? Questioning these things releases and frees you for that Wheel of Fortune, for the movement forward with that there. So I love that. Gonna try that, right? I love that. See, I love these. That's like I've never read anything about a collective heart that we can connect with past, present, and future selves of people, others, and ourselves too. So don't neglect communicating with your future self and past self too, because you can encourage your past self going, come on, reach back in time, you know what I mean? So let's see here, what is the your fortune cookie here for this too? Okay, and you have pay attention. I love that. And it says you're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. Yeah. So this is like, it's funny. It's like your current self and all of our whoever's listening to this, suddenly we're all aware, wait, I can talk to all of these of myself. So I'm gonna go tell a past self, hey, give you a little hint. You can connect through a collective heart. It can change my timeline, right? It can change things. It's amazing just how all that can work. We can get kind of confused with like watching Back to the Future. Wait, now if you do that, then how can you do this and that and that? So it's like stay out of the head. Don't try to comprehend it with the head. Just go with the flow of the emotion, right? I love that. All right, I think that is everything. I feel like there's an oracle. Oh, okay. These oracles are just one card messages, but I was like, what more do you want to share? But let's take a look here. All right. So, an additional little message. These are called the Wild Offering Oracle, which has Lord Ganesh, removal of obstacles, and you got, oh, I love this, trust. And it says, when love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. All right, I see why they're like, "After all that, I'm super excited," but they're like, "But remember to go with the flow, trust timing." So I love that. All right. So that's what they have there. And sorry, everybody, I need to go crack a window. It is like getting warm in here, and I don't know. I think it's a spirit, but hold on a second. All right. So I'm starting to get Verklempt, however they say that. It's funny thing is you kind of get scared to hear the unknown, so you kind of ignore your future. There you go. So perfect. Perfect message for today. All right. Beautiful. Well, I love this for you, Kelly. And thank you again for your multiple donations. I really, really appreciate those. Okay. So up next, we've got Nelia, and then Star Ruby, then Brenda, and then we got Moonlight 5, and then Daisy. Coffee's art. Yum. Okay. So let me get back to where I was here. Okay, so Nelia, for your second donation, in the sticker, thank you for that. And let me just, here it is right here. So your backyard light hasn't been flickering as much before. Any reason why? And then to confirm, is it your late mother? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, thank you. So what's going on here? So hopefully it won't be too loud with the window open now. Started hearing sirens. I've got two decks that for people from the other side, and I'm being drawn to these spirit messages from John Holland. So let's take a look there. Hey, hello, hello. All right, there we go. Boom. So, Animal Kingdom. So she's bringing in the animals. So, animals of all types are extraordinary creatures and miraculous gifts to us. They've been our spiritual companions since the dawn of time. And at this moment, they have lessons to share with you that will open your heart and soul. Had you have a special animal that passed? Let's see here what else they bring in here. So your mom has presented this card to you to make you aware that the animal kingdom is beckoning to you. Have you been thinking about animals lately? Or have you acquired a new pet? Have you considered volunteering at a shelter? Or are you noticing that regardless of it, they have fins, feathers, fur, or two legs or four, animals are entering your life? Animals offer us unconditional love and encourage us to play and to live life to the fullest. They help us let go of the past to remember that each moment is a new opportunity to make every day count, and most important, to be in the here and now. And whether you've owned an animal, have one now, cared for one, or simply have a relationship with one, always know that by loving and taking care of God's creatures, in reality, you're taking care of yourself. Be open to the idea of letting the animal kingdom come into your life. They could possibly be your teacher and healer. You never know what beautiful lessons and love await you. I love that because I feel like your mom is telling you that it was her and that she stopped doing it to get your attention because I feel like she's um, wanting to come in the energy of an animal into your life, whatever way that is, but I feel like she's moved from the electrical and doing that, she wanted to get into the grounding of being with animals, and so her spirit, which I've never heard I love how spirit is bringing in new information today because I always love learning things. It's like, they want to just kind of hop around and experience energy of different animals, um, instead of being like in an electrical system, which we all can do on the other side. We can do different things, but it's like I want you to experience my energy differently. Instead of just being a sign, I want you to be able to, in a way, embrace me. Like if you're going to hold a cat, how you can, then they can purr and they can give you energy. And there's a different type of presence in holding an animal, um, versus, like signs in the outside world. It's like she wants to move to a more personal place in your life right now. I don't know if you feel like you really, really are missing her this time of year, because I feel like she's wanting to give you more energy through the physical world than that. Um, and I feel like there's like this. I don't know if you have a longing, like I don't know if this is around if it's around the holidays, if this is what is bringing it up, or if there's an anniversary, a birthday, a death date, something like that. I just feel like this time of year, you're feeling like really, you miss her a little more than you normally would. And I feel like she's like, all right, if a stray cat's coming, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a stray cat, but I feel like this is what she's bringing in. So she wants to experience that energetic connection with you in a more way here. Yeah. It does feel like here she's picking up on this energy. I mean, she feels and every emotion you feel, she knows every thought you feel, everything. But the Five of Coins, the Five of Pentacle, does have this feeling of lack, like physically in the outside world, and the Strength card coming in, which represents a connection with the spirit world in this case, where she wants to give you extra strength, during this time. Yeah. Yeah, new way of communicating. I love it. Knight of Swords, a new way of action, a new way of communication, and then the Hierophant, um, capital T, truce from the higher realm, your higher self. But I feel like that she wants to teach you some wisdom from above, which is different. And I love that. It's like connecting through animals. That's funny. So if you've been nudging to get a pet, or if your pet's been acting differently, if you have one already, or, if one suddenly comes into your life, or you go over to friends' homes, or someone else has a pet and they're just like, it's because your mom's joining with their energy to be there in physical form, even though it's an animal, there. Wow, I love that. All right, let's see what fortune cookie does she have for you? Meow. It's like, yeah, I love it. Strategy and planning. She Oh, she did, and especially cats. Well, that would make sense why she'd come through as a cat. So your actions have taken you to a new phase in your spiritual evolution, and now is the time to plan and strategize for the highest possible outcome. So she's also, having that, um, kick in with that it's an important time with this. You're being burnt to another level, and I feel like she's saying, I have had to do my strategy and my little planning to have this work out. And it could be if the light starts flickering again, it's like, all right, I got my message across, so I can be everywhere. I can still do that, but now look for that. So I don't know if like if a stray cat appears, you're gonna probably see cats everywhere now. You're like, "Oh my gosh, they're following me down the street." I'm just kidding. All right, so that's what they have for you now. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for asking that question and for your donation as well. All right, so we'll continue moving down here. We got Star Ruby up next. So thank you, Star Ruby. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you want to know, why does he initiate with a seemingly sweet text, but not respond when he texts back or says he forgot? You can't wrap your head around it. Yeah, right? Everyone raise your hand. How many of you have dealt with someone like that? It's like, oh my God, so frustrating. All right, let's take a look here. Let's get the 411 on what's going on with them here. Why do they do that? What does Spirit want you to know around this here? Okay. I do want that one. Then that one. That one goes underneath. And then those two. Okay. See what we got here. All right. Let me just scooch these over. Those go together, and that leads to those two. Okay. All right. So, interesting. The bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Normally, the Four of Swords is peace of mind and mental stability, but for some reason, we get this little snake going on here, which, you know, realizing Scorpio, I don't know what sign they are, but Scorpios go through transformation, like I talked about at the beginning. We're in Scorpio season now, how they transform from like a a scorpion to a snake, and then to an eagle, and then to a phoenix. But they shed some skin, and it just feels like, I'm like, this normally would be stability. You're like, okay, the snake. He's a snake, and he's like shedding skin. And you know, the whole thing with the regular Four of Swords, you'll see three swords on a wall and then someone sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity coming in and questioning those expectations that are on the wall. The Three of Swords is like expectations equal disappointment, and all these small t truths of supposed to be and should be, and things like that. We'll dive in here more and see what's going on here, but it does feel like very transformative attempt to balancing some of these fear beliefs that they've had before. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So Four of Spikes, Four of Hearts, Four of Cups coming in here. So we do have this energy of, you know, um, trying to get, mental stability, emotional stability. They just feel like they've been all over the place, trying to have the outside world fulfill 'em, but they haven't felt fulfilled, and they keep on, like, and this is kind of the energy I'm getting, where they will, like a rubber band, right? They'll reach out and go, "Well, this will make me feel better," and then, like, then it doesn't. But, um, this Four of Swords, the Four of Spikes, which all has to do with the air and mental energy too, um, is this, um, I wanna say, like ADHD, um, that they, because my mind suddenly gets scattered when I'm thinking about their mental energy, as you guys just witnessed. I'm like, um, I'm off thinking about something else. And so when they say that I forgot, they're not lying. Um, and it's just like they have trouble focusing, and there's there's this, they're reminding me, Spirit is of, he's the comedian. He was on, I think, America's Got Talent. He had a stutter, like he got kicked in his throat playing football or something, and then he had a stutter, and he's a comedian. Well, married he married his wife has ADHD, like extreme, and he goes like, so what a great, what a great combination that is, when I'm trying to talk and you know so, but he was talking about his wife, I come home and the house is a wreck, and he goes like, "What happened?" She goes, I was cleaning the house, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense," because then she talks about how she went to vacuum the carpet and hit the leg on the table, which caused the coffee table to collapse, and this coffee that was on there, it spilt on the floor, and then she was like, "Oh, I gotta fix that leg on there, but let me go get the paper towels to clean that up first." And I get into the kitchen, I remember, "Oh, that's right. I was going to start the dinner in the slow cooker, but let me grab the paper towels." And like, oh, I'm out of paper towels, I need to run to the grocery store. And so she ends up going to the grocery store, forgets the paper towels. I mean, this is like all this stuff, and that's the mind of someone that has ADHD. It's like, unless they're on some sort of stabilizing type of herbs or medicines, their life is like that. It's like this lost lost type of mind, it's just focus again. Losing focus. Okay, I'm gonna get out of their head so I can focus, but that's the kind of energy that's coming in. Let's see here. We've got like two cards like this. It's like almost like a little bridge. Okay, so this is the bridge. Let's see what's happening here. So we've got the 10 of scepters, the 10 of wands. That's all this energy being invested in them right now. And the hanged man, which is seeing things from a higher perspective and cocooning. And I see that they're investing a lot of energy and a lot of things going on in their life. I just feel, yeah, here's the mental conflict with the 5 of swords and then the queen of coins. So they do see here with you, they see you as someone very nurturing, very giving. Um, but this also has this energy, this bridge they're trying to get over is this nurturing themselves, dealing with the stuff in their life. And so when they reach out, they do mean to, but then bzz, off onto another task, another whatever is grabbing their attention in the moment. And I don't feel like it's a bunch of people. It feels like just a lot of activity, like I was talking about with that ADHD, and that's part of it. I also feel like they've got some fears because I'm seeing in my mind, this is what spirit shows me when someone, it's like there's this little bunny rabbit that's trying to approach you, and you're like, "Oh, I want the bunny rabbit to approach me." It comes in, it hears something, and it scurries off, and you're like, "Where did you go?" Gets a little brave, or it comes a little closer, but shh, then it runs away, and it keeps running away, it keeps on running away, it keeps on running away. That comes in with all that. So, um, there is that too. Let's see what this is leading toward here. Yeah. See the werewolf. 6 of swords, this is the transformation of thinking and belief, leaving behind old ways of thinking to move into new ways of thinking. And so there is movement that's happening with them here. They are working on those fears, the conflict, because they got the 4 on the bottom, the 5 showed up in the 6. So there is this progression, and the communication should progress if you want to. Yeah, look, you even got the 2 and 3 of so you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we have patience of the communication, things will change slowly on how they're approaching it. But I just feel like they've got a lot of mental challenges in remaining focused and remaining um first of all, just remaining focused, but then they have some fears that, they get brave and they reach out and then, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I guess rabbits don't do that, but that'd be like a puppy that's, it gets scared and it runs away. So they just got a lot going on there. And I like that Spirit just wanted to kind of give you the behind the scenes with them and realize that it's not personal for you. This is everything that's going on inside of them. Their actions don't have to do with that. It has to do with their their ability and capacity, not their intention or their desire. It's just they don't have capacity right now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's take a look here. What's your fortune cookie here, too? Everything happens on purpose for us anyway, right? Where when someone's acting that way, anything that pops up inside of me is for me to look at. What kind of, usually say, feelings are flags. If I have something rise inside of me, well, that's something I can look at if I don't want to have a trigger keep coming up. If it's every once in a great while, I can live with it. But if it's something I'm feeling like every day or every few days or every week, then that's something I can look at and go, okay, what belief inside of me is telling me, oh, it's because of this about me, isn't it? It's a little whisper, those great little whispers we get, right? Yeah, we do have reach out. Let's see what it says here. You've isolated yourself and are trying to do everything on your own. And it's okay to ask for help. So reach out to ask for support at this time. And I like that. So, this is reaching out. If this is a repetitive thing that, you know, you experience a lot of, I keep on having these people that, ghost me and, or do this, then it's like, oh, this is, I know, like in my 5 longest term relationships, that lasted anywhere between 1 year and 3 years, I kept, inviting the same teacher in someone else's body over and over, showing me what I wanted to see about myself until I saw it. So, uh, I have to admit I'm not the fastest of learners sometimes when it comes to those things, but I learned the lesson well for sure. But I feel like that's kind of what's coming in here with this reaching out is, reach out, to a friend, or, even counseling was great for me. Um, just to go, I was like, okay, I'm tired of this mistrust issues. Why do I keep drawing people in and that I are not trustworthy, and keep breaking my trust? And then we got into it and freedom on the other side. But hopefully that helps, there, Star Ruby. But that's what's coming in. All right. So many blessings to you. And Jessica, yeah, I do see your Cash App that came through, and they'll see yours as well. So just so you know it's there. We just have a couple people in front of you, so we'll do that. I know, right? You're very welcome, Star Ruby. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So let's continue moving down the list here. So Brenda, you're up next. Let me take a sip here. All right. So Brenda, thank you so much for the donation and the unicorn, my favorite. So thank you. So Brenda, general in love for tonight and tomorrow between Billy. All right, the Capricorn and you. Let's take a look here. The Billy Goat. I remember. All right. So for tonight and tomorrow. So that's tonight and that's tomorrow. Okay. Let's take a look. Wow. Well, I do like the energy in the bottom here. We've got the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles, which normally can mean hermitude, but I didn't get that at all. Tonight there must be some very fun energy because they're using these cards in different ways than I normally do. Because even under that, you've got the 9 of swords, which is overcoming fears, and but these nines are normally, 9 is the hermit's number in the major arcana, which kind of points back to spending time independent and with ourselves, right? But they're showing me this is like, the 9 of cups, the dream come true. This is mental dream come true. this is physical dream come true. And I'm like, okay, that's new. But I like it. Let's see what else we have here. So overall, I feel like the next couple of days it's gonna feel physically in the physical world, just like wow, fulfillment feeling and mental fulfillment feeling too. So both of those. For tonight, you got the King of Scepters, the King of Wands, and the King of Wands, this is good. It's good energy. It's someone who, very, and this isn't Sagittarius, but it's, it does have that Sagittarius feel energy to it. I think this is Kronos or Chiron is who this is, but this is the wounded warrior sharing their energy, sharing their passion. But the difference between like when you get like a knight of wands, it's like I usually mention it like a little chihuahua that's humping everyone's legs. It can't help itself. Versus a king who understands when's the right time to share passion and when it's not, and controlled, bridled passion instead of just, next, kind of energy. So I like that kind of expression of passion this evening, but it doesn't have to be through, you know, physical intimacy necessarily, but it's they can share that energy. And I feel like that will be shared this evening. Tomorrow, what do we got going on tomorrow? Yeah. It okay, so it looks scary, but it's not, but it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. So the tower, which is, things burning down and being removed out of the way that no longer serves, right? The tower clears away space to make room for things that are more in alignment with our higher self and our path. And what's being blown out of the way here, which goes in line with the 9 of swords you got, is the 5 of swords and the 7 of swords. So all of this, all this mental fear energy is what's being blasted out of the water. And I like this because that's what I feel like they do share their passion with you. Yeah, with you, yeah. Um and so they tell you where they're coming from and how they feel and what they would like to do in the future and flirty energy, and there's just it feels very um a lot of energy flow, but not, again, unbridled. It's like a wild horse versus someone that has the blinders on and it has the little bit in its mouth to so it can be controlled. Yeah, yeah. I feel like you'll hear um yeah, I'd be surprised if you don't hear from him tonight. But definitely tomorrow, and I feel like there's going to be with all those swords again, a lot of communication and a lot of putting your fears aside, like you're just really facing these fears you had, and maybe have you been worrying as we love to do, right? Yeah. Yeah, it feels like there's this putting things aside here, um in this putting all this conflict, this mental conflict you've had at ease. But, there's also you got the magician card that just popped out too. And, one of the things is that we draw in what we're focusing on, right? So if you don't hear from him tonight, I feel like it's a good night for you to really focus on your energy. Even in these moments, just what am I fearing? What am I imagining? What am I focusing my energy on? That they're not doing what I want them to do, and this and that. I had read a little earlier, and just for those that weren't here, there's this great thing, and it's when we get into our lower vibrational attraction to someone, we can start looking at them as the character, and we fall in love with a character instead of the higher vibrational, being and love that we can have with someone, right? And so there was this thing I read a couple days ago, and I had wrote it down, and I felt like we are going to probably bring that up a couple times here. And it says when we're in that lower vibration, we're not really in love with the actual person. We're in love with the character we want them to play in our life. And when they act in character, we approve of them and praise them, right? And when they break character, we disapprove of them and try to criticize them back into character. And we're often desperate for connection. And when we are, we will mislead others into believing that we actually are the character belonging to someone else's vision of what they want. So it's impossible to play pretend forever, and we will break character. And I love that because it's a great awareness, like you're saying. Yeah, whatever happens, happens, right? Yeah. So, we've got this all of these things bubbling up, all these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets bubbling up inside of you are for you to look at, and I feel like that's a lot of these fears will be, as soon as you face them, then um the energy changes, and that's what draws in, and I feel like he's trying to get to you, but there's these beliefs inside of you that are pushing him away. And that's what these five of swords and seven of swords and nine of swords are all about. It's all these obstacles of thoughts and belief. So these things bubbling up, these triggers that are coming in here, um, you know, the fear of that he's not all over the place with me. Um, the fear that he's not wanting to be serious with me. Um, you know, um, fearing that he won't communicate with you, the fear that it is religion, and that's going to be an obstacle continuously, right? So the stories, you can ask yourself, what story am I putting to what's happening? Because that's yours in here. And I feel like this is an important thing for you, because as soon as you're able to, release a lot of these fears, that's the obstacles that are keeping them from coming to you. Yeah. And that's a good statement, Brenda. That, well, you're not afraid, like shaking, but if you wouldn't be asking the questions if you weren't concerned about them, right? And that's our whole thing, is like, they may not be seeming like they're fear up here, but, and afraid might be like, we think like we're, oh my gosh, but if there's concern, it's below the surface. It's still rooted in fear, even though it may not feel like fright, but there's fear of, feeling like I'm not worthy of their attention, and, you know, that they think of this of me or that of me, and that's why they wanna do all this stuff. But I do feel like there's this transformative energy with that magician card, and all of those is, when you think about those things and you release them, that brings in something else, right? Yeah. So, it's like the questions are their energies being invested in it, and then that's what's pushing and kind of slows things down, because when we're focused on lower vibrational thinking, then it slows things. When we raise our low vibration, which comes to questioning those thoughts and beliefs, they're there, and it's okay to not push them under the rug, but just to ask myself those questions, right? What if, what do I fear? What fears do I have around, or what stories? If fear sounds too extreme, what stories do I have in my head around religion coming in between me and other people, or um, other people not being serious about me, or um, when people, I feel people are all over the place, right? Yeah, yeah, you'll be fine, of course. All right, so let's see what your fortune cookie is here. All right, yeah. So we've got the step back and take a look, right? So we've got you're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective, like we were just talking about. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. So span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. So that's what we're talking about, is step back, question what's inside, because that's why things happen for us. It happens for us so we can release things too, right? So I like that. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation and for the unicorn. All right. So we've got Moonlight 5 up next. And then we have Daisy. And then Jeep Jeep. Hello, hello. And then we have Jessica, and then Delcy. And I just had a new one come through here too. Oh, Maria, for the Days of Our Lives episode. So we'll be back for that. All right. So Moonlight 5, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And so, message from Spirit: is there a narcissist in your inner circle? Dun, 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 dun. You got a hint of you being gaslighted. You don't think so, but you got a little bit of doubt. All right, let's take a look here and see. So, do you remember that old song, "Little bit of Monica in your life, a little bit of," a little bit of narcissist in your life? That's what's playing in my head. Which is funny. I get music every once in a while. Mainly mine are movies, but that's interesting. All right. So let's take a look here, Moonlight. So you got the 6 of Hearts, 6 of Cups. There's some past life connection stuff that's coming in here. Past life energy reverberating. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so we got the Queen of Wands energy, the Knight of Spikes, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset. Um, this Queen of Scepters, she's very in tune with spirit and very in tune with emotions too, because she's got cups behind the scenes. So I feel like there's a lot of deep uh, emotional energy that you're picking up on. Let's take a look here. Okay, so you got the 2 of Coins, the balance, both of these balancing energies of the outside world. And let's see what this last one is here. And the 4 of Spikes, which is also about mental stability, um, stable communication coming in here. So I'm not getting alarm bells of like a narcissist in your life in this lifetime, but I do feel like there is someone that you've had a past life with that they were, and you're picking up on this energy from past lifetimes, and um, and that's why it might feel like I feel it, but I don't feel it. You know, I feel like you were talking to yourself. Well, I feel like someone is, and I feel like I'm being gaslighted, but I don't. Where's the proof? Where I don't have the example. Why do I feel this way? Where's this coming from? And it's coming from deep within you. So I don't feel like it's any human character that you're in your circle right now, but I feel like there's bubbling up emotions from a past lifetime. I don't necessarily feel like, I don't know if you had someone in this life that was a narcissist when you were younger, that someone is also reminding you of them a little bit. And that can kind of be the combo of a little bit of it. But I feel like a majority of it is from past life energy that's coming in. This is what we have here. Yeah, you've got have faith for your fortune cookie. And it says it's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything's going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. So I like that, having faith and trust that your inner circle, that there isn't a narcissist, and um, if there ever is, they won't be able to hide. I feel like your group, your inner circle, is so in tune, I guess is a good word, but bright, that nothing can be hidden for very long at all. So I don't feel like there's anything to worry about in that. And right now, um, going on. So I like that. So hopefully that helps sleep a little better and just keep an eye out, right? But and maybe just sit with and go, what is this from a past life? And ask spirit to show you the lifetime of this, individual. Um, and if there's anything in this lifetime of someone that reminds you of a narcissist, like you're like, oh, you know what? You're reminding me of my ex stepfather. He was a narcissist, and now I know why. You have a mustache just like he did. That's why I don't like you. That's funny. All right. So that is what they have for you, Moonlight. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Daisy, I think Daisy. Yep, Daisy. Coffee's art. You're up next. So thank you. Let me give that a love and a like since it lets me. So your question is in the chat. You have some college dollars. Yay. All right. So, and it was probably up further. So let me just scroll up here and find. There it is. So love and light to you too. So you need more confirmation on this question. Should you text A back next week? All right. So let's take a look here and see. Is it for your highest experience? We'll do that. Let's just see here. If you do text them back, what kind of energy do you get? Because there really isn't any shoulds in the spirit realm. There's just different choices with different outcomes, which is probably what they're going to tell me here. Yeah. Flip a coin. Yeah. Two of coins. So that's what they were telling me here. Yeah. And the five of spikes is this internal battle between your head and your heart. I like that though, because they're reaffirming that, when you have a decision to make, yes or no, you flip a coin. And that's funny because they used to call it casting lots in a way, but flipping a coin, heads or tails, like, okay, heads I call them, tails I don't. And you flip the coin and you're like, oh, well, that's 2 out of 3. If you do that, you know that the other option is what you wanted. And if you get the one you wanted, then like, oh, look, I won. And that's a great way to get clarity around things. But if you do text them back next week, yeah, you got the 4 of coins, the 4 of pentacles. So a solid foundation in the outside world. So that's a good feeling there. And the Queen of Wands, Queen of Scepters. You feel like you're empowered. You definitely have a brightness and a glow, and the ability to really put your energy towards something, and can make this fullness of life of the outside world, that solid foundation, come in. If you do not, Yeah. Then you have you still have power with this magician coming in here, and you have the hermit and you have the page of cups. If you don't text them back next week, then you still step into your power, but you have like this kind of dedicated time to be by yourself and to work on your self-love and to raise your own personal love vibration. So, there's in either case, there's, lessons and things even with if you do, you realize a little bit with that 4 of pentacles, if you do text them back, that the outside world doesn't fulfill you, that when we're taught to look outside of ourselves for, the for fullness and wholeness and our definition and stability, we don't get it. The outside world can't give us what we're truly looking for, because what we're looking for is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. And so when we look for it, the outside world, then we face that disappointment. But then it also teaches us, it points us inward, and we like, oh, there it is. We fill up, and then the outside world converts from a place of lack to a place of overflowing. Because even though we get disappointed in the outside world and we turn inward and upward, then we look at um, we still want from the outside world, we just stop needing it, and it's above and beyond extra. So we go from a place of lack to a place of abundance. So if you choose them, you'll have that lesson, you'll learn that lesson, and there's freedom that comes in that. And if you don't, you'll have this time alone to really contemplate and also turn to higher love. So either situation is going to turn you inward and upward. It's just the journey in which you go there. So I don't feel like there's a wrong, I mean, there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different experiences. So they're like, what would you like to do? There's no judgment, so you can do that. Now your fortune cookie says enabling here, and that says there is someone you're helping, or are you? In reality, you may be enabling them to continue in negative patterns and never take full responsibility for themselves. Step back and let things play out. So if that's the person that you're particular dealing with there, if you feel like you're helping them out, but are you enabling them? Are you becoming a crutch for them? Then they're kind of saying maybe just step back a little bit and see what unfolds. If that's not them, then this could be someone else in your life that they're just wanting to get that message in there for you, going, you don't have to help everyone. Sometimes you can let people learn and grow, because otherwise you're not going to be around them 24 hours a day and they're going to learn the hard way. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, Daisy. So hopefully that helps, and many blessings to you. And thank you for the college dollars. I appreciate that. Hey, Maria. Yeah, I did get yours. I only got about 7 minutes left. So I will be coming back here to finish out after I spend time with my Praying Mantis members. Because I've still got, so I've got Jeep, and then Jessica and Delcy and Maria, and then Empress Beauty. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be on for about 5 or 6 more minutes, and so then I'll end up coming back, and I will complete all of the donations plus all of my YouTube channel members, all their names in green with the little badge. I will also make sure to complete those. So all of the other free readings, I'm not going to be able to get to them tonight, but if you do want me to complete it tonight, a donation of any kind, if you make it now, I will come back and complete those. Or if you become one of my YouTube channel members, Zen Cricket or Praying Mantis level, there's a link down in the description box. For a month, Zen Cricket's $2.99 a month, and for Praying Mantis, sorry, is $7.99 a month, and it has other stuff that comes with it too. All right, but let me jump in here. I won't spend too much time blabbing about that. All right, so Jeep, you're up next. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And you wanted a general for 2025 compared to 2024. Doesn't it just feel like we were asking 2024 compared to 2023? How fast this year went. All right, let's take a look here. So, what do you want them to know? What's different or improves or what changes between this year and next year? Of course, I can't give you everything. They're going to give you a little bit of stuff. Wow, okay. So your abundance is building. You do have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, which is, of course, a fullness of the outside world. The fullness of abundance, but also partnership, comes in here too. So I do feel like love and partnership are in the cards coming up here. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, we have the two of spikes. I do feel like there are going to be some very important decisions to make next year. I mean, you're like, well, that's been this year too, but this feels like a departure from old ways of thinking, and I feel like next year is a big year that it's like you're closing your eyes and open your heart, and you're making decisions more from your heart than from your head. It's something that you've been working on this year, but I feel like next year is like boom, like taken to a whole new level coming into that. Let's see what else we have. Yeah. Five of Hearts, Five of Cups, movement from lower vibrational emotion to higher vibrational emotion. And I love the way they have this is that the Trojan horse, because I feel like, and especially when we're talking about the 10 of coins with partnership, I feel like out of nowhere, like this love opens up, like in a situation that happens next year that um, love comes as a surprise because it's like embedded in this change that happens going on in your life. And it just kind of takes you like, oh, wow. Well, hello. It's like not like you would go, how did you get in here? But, that's what comes in. Yeah. And here again with the two of coins, you've got this balancing energy of the outside world. The six of swords does come in here. This energy. It's the nine of spikes here, but there is this energy that has this um, really looking at the fears of movement. And if you haven't moved to a different place, they really said that you're next year you're getting over, you're really getting this balanced fullness of life, and there's like two choices of places that you're going to move to, but one you're like, because you were afraid to move there, um if like now if you were faced with that decision, you'd be like, well, I definitely don't want to go there. But by the time the decision comes around next year, I feel like you've overcome these fears and that you're like, I'm going. And that's good because I do feel with this movement again that this is where you do have that possibility to meet love, right? Yeah, and here's the six of coins. So here again, a lot of balancing coming in here. Yeah, finances. Here you go. Boom. So finances are very stable and abundant where you're able to help others too with the six of pentacles. And yeah, the seven of scepters, which is the seven of wands. There is this breaking the chains here a lot next year of you've been on this journey of being more true to your authentic self and not dimming your light. I'm going to be who I am, and I don't need to defend myself. I'm going to share it. And so you have that seven of wands, and then you've got this the vehicle, which is the chariot, which is the big seven that's here. And there is that energy of um, power of choice, so many choices next year, and a lot of movement, a lot of victory. a lot of possibilities for it, because that is the, you know, choice of, I'm going to choose higher vibration or lower vibration, and whatever I choose and focus on is what, you know, comes in here, right? So I definitely like that energy and that power that comes in. I do feel like it's another country that you moved to. Yeah, and you promised your son to visit you in 2025. Yeah, and that makes sense with the Six of Pentacles, because you have the ability to help others do things too. Let's see what fortune cookie you have, but it feels very beneficial and a great a great year of, I get to choose, but you know, I get to choose higher or lower, and like I said, there's no wrong or right choices. There's just different outcomes. But when you're realizing, I feel like there's just so many with the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the power of choice, that you really step into your power in huge ways. You've been learning so much this year. I feel like you've been applying it, and you just hit the ground running with it next year. Yeah. And you have connect to your intuition here too. And this is says repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice in in situations. Break free from old ways of thinking and ask for new insight. So, you know, close your eyes and open your heart, connect to your intuition. So it is a big year of following your heart and opening up to it. I love that. What a great card to have there. So some great things coming for you. Um, but I feel like it's going to be a huge power of choice year, where you, again, you're stepping into your power and you're following that heart, following things that are in alignment with your high heart, and getting out of that critical thinking, the logical controlling thinking that we grew up with, right? I know. I have Capricorn rising in Aquarius, so it was a big thing for me to try to get out of that thinking and into my intuition and connecting to it. It's scary at first, but you start little decisions, and before you know it, you're making big decisions from your heart, which I love for you. All right, so that's what they have for you, Jeep Jeep. So sorry to everyone else I didn't get to. So and I didn't get to any of the free readings, Minnie Hill or anyone else coming in. And I won't be able to get to any of those tonight. I will. I've got some donations that I have not got to yet. And I just need to really quick here. Here's Nelia's free reading. I will come back and finish up my YouTube channel members. So we did that one. We did that one. Okay, we did those. Okay. Sorry, I'm just grabbing screenshots really quick here. Okay, in Moonlight 5, here's your free question. We'll come back and do that one too. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Sorry, I have to focus sometimes. All right, let me just, I'm going to grab these so I remember the names here. So, of course, we've got Jessica. We got your donation, and Delcy and Maria. So we will be back for that. And oh, here, Sean G. I see your free question here. We'll grab that one too. Okay, and then Empress Beauty. I do see yours here. So we'll grab that. So I'll be about an hour with my Praying Mantis members, and then I'll jump back on and give that a love and a like there, Empress Beauty. Thank you for that. So I will be back to do that. And like I said, we've got those two and Maria. And then also Delcy Joy. We got your donation that came in here too. Ooh, let me make sure I grab your, let's see, do you have your, oh, financial outlook to the end of 20. Okay, so you put it in your donation. So I got that there, and I got those here. Okay, yep, and then we do have the energy from Dad. Okay, so we got all of those things there. Oh, you had two. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, perfect. So you have the financial outlook, and then the other one. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, and from Dad from the other side. Okay, perfect. Thank you for mentioning that. I'll just grab that. So in case I forget in the next hour. So thank you for your patience in getting to the other ones, and for everyone else, the free readings I didn't get to, I do try to get through to them. And if you want, I'll be back tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, and then on Sundays I'm also on. But Sundays are different, where when I if whatever free readings I don't get to on Sunday mornings, after I go spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members and eat, I do come back and finish all free readings. So if you're like, I need an answer this weekend, for sure, you can keep trying Saturday morning, Saturday night. And if I don't get to it Sunday, for sure, I'll get you answers. I just have to balance my energies. So that's why I only do that for Sundays. So all right, everybody. Whoop, I'm a minute late. Got to head off to my Praying Mantis members. So thank you guys again for all the love, support. Thank you for the thumbs up. It really helps spread the love. You're part of the love tsunami. I appreciate you. And until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. Take care.